Namaskaram. In Mahabharatam, we are on the third major parvam. It's called Vanaparvam. It's relatively big. The first Adi Parvam was quite big, and then the second one, Sabha Parvam, was rather short. This Vanaparvam is fairly big. I don't know whether it is as big as Adi Parvam. And they entered the forest. The nearest was the Kamyaka, and that is where they were headed. And on the first night itself, they encountered a demon, a Rakshasa, who blocked their way, asking them to stop and asking them who they were, who the Pandavas were. And Yudhishthira spoke frankly that they are the Pandavas, and he introduced all of them. And then immediately the demon said, I am Kirmira, I am the brother of Baka, whom this Bhima killed. And then subsequently Bhima also killed Hidimba, it was Hidimba who Bhima first killed, and Hidimba was my brother, and Baka was my brother, Hidimba was just a friend, and now I am here to take revenge on them. I shall kill you all and eat. With your blood I shall pay tribute to my dead brother and dead friend. And he came running to the Pandavas, but Bhima stopped him, and there was a fierce fight between Bhima and Kirmira, and finally Bhima overpowered him and crushed him with his hands. There is a Kathakali called Kirmira Vadham, which is quite famous, one of the major Kathakalis. Strangely, it is Yudhishthira who plays there is no change in story. It was Bhima who killed Kirmira, but Yudhishthira has a major role in that. It is famous, it is worth going for it if you get chance. So having killed Kirmira, they entered the Kamyaka forest, and soon Krishna arrived with his other Yadava chiefs, including Satyaki, and at the same time the Panchalas, Drishtadyumna, then Shikhandi and other Pandava chiefs also came, and they all expressed their unhappiness that such a thing happened to them. Krishna said that this wouldn't have happened if I came to know of it. I was not even in Dwaraka. And Krishna was very angry. He was so angry, he said that I am going right now and I am going to destroy all the Kauravas. And it was very difficult to calm him down. He was so agitated. So Arjuna started praying to Krishna, and Draupadi also started praying. Praying is a way of pacifying, because it goes into the strengths of the person, of the great deeds done by him, how he is respected, all his valorous deeds. So similarly, Arjuna and Draupadi did prayers to Krishna, and slowly Krishna was pacified. But Draupadi then went into her ordeal, starting with the first Vanavasam after the house of wax, where they were threatened by first by Hidimba and then by Baka, and now by Kirmira. And the ordeal he had in the assembly hall at the hands of Dushasana, Karna and Duryodhana. And she started crying profusely. And Krishna tried and pacified her, saying that, don't worry, Draupadi, this husband of yours, Bhima, I am sure he is going to kill Dushasana, and with his blood he is going to tie your hair, and he is going to kill Duryodhana and take revenge. And Arjuna shall kill Karna, and that's called this Drishtadyumna will kill. Drishtadyumna himself joined Krishna, saying, I shall kill Drona, and my brother Shikhandi will kill Bhishma. I don't remember exactly, I think I did say that after Drona won over the Panchala king Drupada, and he was tied by Drona and gifted to Drona. When he was released, Drupada went and started a havan, a yajna, with the sole aim of getting a son who will kill Drona, and also getting a daughter who he could marry to Arjuna. And Draupadi was that daughter, and Drishtadyumna was the son who was born to kill Drona. Shikhandi's story is different. We shall, when the time comes, we shall tell the story of Amba, the three Kashi princes, the oldest of the three, whose story we left halfway. So Krishna and the Drishtadyumna consoled the Pandavas. And then Yudhishthira wanted to know, Krishna, you said that you are not in Dwaraka when we were invited for the game of dice. When the game of dice was played, what happened? Where were you? Then Krishna said, see, I have an enemy by name Salva, who was a close friend of Shishupala and Kamsa, and I killed both of them. So from that day, this Salva is trying to kill me. While I was with you in the Rajasuya ceremony, the Salva attacked Dwaraka and created a lot of hassles, lot of trouble for them. Luckily, my sons Pradyumna and was the other one, Pradyumna and Gada, not Gada, sorry, Samba. They fought valiantly and saved Dwaraka. When I went back after the Rajasuya, I found Dwaraka in bad shape. Everybody was in a shock, and the city looked forlorn or partly destroyed. And then I knew what happened, so I went after Salva in my chariot, with fully equipped with all my weapons, and with my charioteer. Krishna's charioteer is famous. This moment I don't get his name. He's very famous. Yeah. Anyway, and then he started fighting with Dwaraka, with Salva. It's about 9 chapters in Mahabharatam. The fight with Salva goes into some 20 pages. But a war is a war. Whenever it happens, it is sending this weapon to the enemy, and the enemy either destroying it or being hit by it, and he sends another this way, and it is an exchange of weapons, and finally one winning, the other dying or escaping. The details are more or less the same, and that is the case with the Krishna's fight with Salva. In between, there is an incident when Salva was hit by Krishna's arrow, and he lost consciousness, and his charioteer drove his chariot away. And then later on, Krishna being hit and he being taken away by his charioteer and coming back. So those details. And finally, Krishna and Salva in between goes into his aircraft called Saubha. He hides inside Saubha, and it is quite far above. It is not easy to reach Saubha from earth. And finally, when he was in Saubha, Krishna sends his Sudarshana Chakra, and first breaks Saubha, and when Salva was exposed, sends Sudarshana again and cuts Salva into 2. And that was Krishna ended the menace of Salva. And when he reached Salva, Dwaraka back, he heard about your predicament, and I came here immediately. And then Krishna consoled the Pandavas and took leave. He took Subhadra and Abhimanyu, the son born in Subhadra, to Arjuna, with him to Dwaraka. Drishtadyumna carried the sons of Pandavas, 5 of them born in Draupadi, with him to the Panchala kingdom. And with that, the story of what is it called? Now we are in the second chapter. It is called the first was Kirmiravadham, and this was I don't remember exactly. Kamyakavadham, I remember. So we shall continue with their life in the forest in the next few days. Namaskaram.